Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier.
There is Lee Oswald. He's been shot. He's been shot. Lee Oswald has been shot.
It's one small step for man.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles.
Welcome to the Howdy Boomer Show on the YouTube channel. This is a daily broadcast by baby boomers for baby boomers. Join the Peanut Gallery, become an official member of HowdyBoomy.com, where there's great gifts and ideas for the baby boomer generation. And we're going to be talking daily about things that affect everyday life. Like, we're going to be driving gas cars rather than worried about charging someplace to take half of our life getting there. We're going to be cooking with gas rather than whatever the woke generation wants us to cook with. We're going to be worried about climate change, but unlike John Kerry, who looks like the love child between Secretariat and Jerry Seinfeld, we're going to be letting Mother Nature take care of that. We're going to go back to the days when the good guys were the cops, the bad guys were the criminals. We're going back to the days when if you were born with a penis, you were a male. If you were born with a vagina, you were a female. Every day we're going to be broadcasting ideas that's going to help make America great again. And we're going to be bringing everybody to the forefront to remember what made this country great. In the days of the old laughing, every day we're going to sock it to them.
Sock it to me?
Welcome to the Howdy Boomy Show. It's day after Father's Day. Hope you had a great Father's Day. I hope Juneteenth is treating everybody well. A lot of shootings around. You sort of wonder what's going on there. Shootings at weddings, funerals, birthday parties, graduations, now Juneteenth. Somebody's got to get their house in order. Today in the news is the lost submersible vehicle going down to see the Titanic, hauling some 4 or 5 tourists who paid $250,000 each. And there's things that I would like to do. I would love to go on a space shuttle. I would love to go skydiving. Going down underwater is not my cup of tea. I went snorkeling once in Jamaica. I was underwater 6 feet, 8 feet by one of these reefs, and a little fish came out the size of my thumb, scared the crap out of me, and I made it to the surface ex post facto. So going underwater is not my cup of tea, especially you're talking something 13,000 feet. And just being just over Father's Day, I think it was, when it went down a Father's Day, a Pakistani billionaire and his son are 2 of the tourists. And watching the news coverage, they interviewed a gentleman who has made a living, older guy, doing exactly what these people do as far as salvaging and discovering sunken treasures, ships. And they asked him about what's going on. He said usually it takes about 6 hours to descend to the 13,000 feet where the Titanic would be. He said this lost contact over an hour and 45 minutes. He said there's always a phone on board, battery-operated phone that you could get to the ship that should also never have problems with. Other communications that will never be shut off. So he said when these things go down, he said there's a lot of wires, etc. attached to them. And reasons I'm not quite familiar with. He said, but there's a lot of stuff hanging out, wires attached to the submersible. He said if one of them breached, which means that it started to leak, and you're down 1,000, 1,500 feet, you're in trouble. Now he's trying to be as diplomatic as he possibly could be, but if you're at 1,000, 1,500 feet, and that puppy starts leaking and it comes in under that high pressure, you're dead. That's it. I wish the best. I hope that they find this. I hope that that is not the case, but it's not looking good. On Father's Day, it's not the best present to get, but it's in the news and reminds us all that not everything is meant to be. We are on this planet. We're not fish. We're not birds. And trying to act as one may be not the best idea that ever come across the pike. I saw Joe Biden enter one of his press conferences with God Save the Queen. And not even his aides, the people who handle him, know exactly what the hell he was talking about. And we see Secretary Blinken, the gentleman who composed a letter that was a lie, that it was signed by 51 administration people who said that the documentation on the Hunter Biden laptop was false, it was Russian misinformation, which was a lie. He is now our Secretary of State. Wonder how he got that job. He was in China on a mission to ease over tensions, which is ridiculous. They've been taking advantage of us for 30 years. They had a Chinese national here in the United States who said it's fruitless, you cannot negotiate with them. He said we've been giving them stuff for nothing for 30 years. Now we're going to increase the amount of flights, he said, which is ridiculous, because the biggest supplier of fentanyl in the world is China. It's coming across the sea. He said we have to be very, very tough with them. The Trump administration was the toughest. That's what they understand. The old adage is people understand two things. 80% of the people in the world understand two things. An empty stomach and the end of a gun. And the Chinese understand the end of a gun. And they're going to keep on taking advantage of us until they fear us. And nobody fears us now. When you start saying God Save the Queen, when you can't hold a press conference, when you can't answer questions, what do you think leaders across the world think? This guy's a puppet. He is not running the country. So they'll do whatever they want. We have lost respect. And we're going to lose more than that. We're going to lose jobs. We're going to lose security. You have China and Russia getting together stronger than ever because they don't fear us. Why? Because of the guy in the White House. I see where they're going after Robert F. Kennedy Jr. because he's getting about 20% of the votes in the Democratic primary potential. And they can't have that because Biden's their boy. Now, I can understand the papers backing Joe Biden in the last presidential election for one reason and one reason only. He wasn't Donald Trump. Now you've got this guy in the White House and you find out he's an idiot. You find out he's incompetent. Gasoline doubled. Jobs are gone. Inflation is high. We lost respect around the world. Why are they backing him now? They can't say because he's not Donald Trump. He's the man in charge, and they find out that he isn't the man in charge. So what the New York Times is starting to assail Robert F. Kennedy Jr. because he could be a potential obstacle to Joe Biden getting the presidency. And Joe Biden's numbers are terrible. Nobody wants him to be president of the United States. But they're backing him, and I wonder why. Right? The newspapers. Why are you backing him? You see what's going on here? Why are you trashing Robert F. Kennedy Jr.? Why are you trashing DeSantis' wife? These people are brutal, and I can't understand why. There's not one redeeming quality Joe Biden has. He's old. He's too old. He's incompetent. He's not running this country. Maybe the newspapers are. Who knows? But they have their way with it, and I guess that's what they want. I love all you guys. Have a great day. I'm going to have some meatloaf now. I was reading where there's certain foods that this generation doesn't like, that baby boomers adored. One of them was meatloaf. One was Kraft macaroni and cheese. I can't understand that. I thought the kids still like that. It's just headlines to grab or something. Or Jello. Jello was one of my favorites. Now, basically, being old, it's one of the few foods you can eat before a colonoscopy. So that's how things have gone so far. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Go to howdyboomy.com. The website has got great ideas for the baby boomer generation for gifts and memories. Watch the Howdy Boomy Show, this show on the YouTube channel daily. The Howdy Boomy channel on YouTube. Have a great day. We're going to make America great again. Vote. Vote. God bless you. God bless America.